So my complaint is about traffic. I drive from the Tacoma area into Seattle every day, and I-5 coming north into the city goes underneath the convention center, and so 4 lanes of traffic kind of get smushed down into 2 lanes because both of the left lanes, one of them becomes express lane, and one of them becomes an exit, and then it widens out again after the city, so traffic picks up again. And it can't be fixed, so it's kind of an empty complaint. Otherwise, unless, I guess we could dismantle the convention center to fix it, but I don't think that's going to happen. And the Department of Transportation spent $6 million on a variable speed system, which I think that system, that kind of smart traffic system, does work in an ideal situation, and I don't know if it was lack of public education about how those systems work, but it seems like the money could have been better spent because it has had, at least in my experience over the last couple of years, no appreciable effect on traffic patterns. So traffic on I-5 coming north into the city is probably my biggest complaint.
So the one thing that I would want to complain about today is the bus system in Seattle, and specifically how that nothing is ever on time, and the only resource that we have available to us is one bus away, which it seems to be getting worse and worse in its accuracy. For example, this morning I showed up. I had to run to the bus stop because I was running late, and I had assumed the bus was going to be there on time based on one bus away. And I showed up and it didn't end up coming for about 10 minutes after that. So I ran to the bus stop for no reason. So it's really frustrating. It's getting me to work barely on time, and I'm supposed to be here 10 or 15 minutes early. So I'm not sure how I'm going to handle this in the future, but it is really frustrating. I wish there was a better system. That's my complaint of the day.
Hi. So, complaint. Complaint number one in my life. I'm working really hard, having a nice schedule, going to a good college. People walk up to me and they go, "Hi there, interesting student. What is your major?" And I tell them, "My major is art." And then they look at me, and I look at them, and then they tell me, "You know there's no future in that." Well, no, I don't know that there's no future in that, because currently I'm having an awesome job in art, and I'm getting paid, and I'm doing what I want to do with my life. And just because you're so bitter that you can't go out and follow your dreams doesn't mean you have to go and jack my style. So get off your high horse. I'm doing what I'm working hard, and you need to just stop worrying about what some random stranger is doing with their life, and go do something with yours. Not like I'd ever say that to them.
What I want to complain about America is spaghetti in America is so soft. It's like a food for a baby. I'm not a baby. I want to eat something more chewy. Done.
So my biggest complaint today is probably about, okay, for those of you who live in a shared living setting here, you'd understand this. There's always that one person who never does their chores. Just one person. Everybody else is great, but there's one person who's an absolute slob. Well, that's been the case today. Like, the rest of the apartment is sparkling clean. It's the end of the week. Chores are supposed to be done. And lo and behold, that one person is on trash, and it is a mountain. So I'm sure anyone who's lived in this type of situation can appreciate this, because there's always one.
I don't like the smoke. So because when people pass me by the street, I don't like the smell of the smoke. And also it's not good for health.
My biggest complaint at the current time is Sound Transit. They have a problem getting enough bus seats so that people can get to work in a comfortable and respectable fashion. having to show up 20 minutes before the bus comes in order to get a decent seat. I think it's kind of ridiculous when the buses are 30 minutes apart. And it doesn't have to be that way. Last year, they had one that broke up that half-an-hour gap, and there were seats aplenty. And now there aren't. And we've got too many fat people on our bus for it to be a quality experience. I like to sleep on the bus. I have to get up before 5 in the morning to come to work. And Sound Transit just doesn't make me happy.
Well, I guess currently my number one complaint is having to do with my computer. It's a Toshiba, but it's a Windows machine, so all the parts, software, firmware are all made from different companies. So coming together initially it works fine, but as soon as someone makes an update, then it kind of shakes the foundation of the computer, and then one thing fails and then the next thing fails, and I have to wait for the next update over and over, and I'm at a point where I'm too frustrated to work with my own personal computer, so I use the school library primarily, which is not bad by itself. I actually prefer it. I do get more work done, but it would be nice if my personal computer would behave once in a while.
Okay, my complaint is that the speakers on the computer are really crappy, so I'm forced to listen to the radio because the speakers sound way better. And the problem with the radio is you can't listen to CDs or tapes because it's broken. So, yeah, it's really lame.
So my complaint is about people on cell phones in public. Whether it's people talking on cell phones while they're grocery shopping, or people walking down the Ave and texting and bumping into people, or just the weirdo on the back of the bus who's talking way too loud into a cell phone. That, I think, is my number one complaint. It's people, obnoxious people, in public, on their cell phones. That's it.